Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to Four Seas One Family. Oh, how's everybody doing today? 欢迎收看下一家，我是 How you doing, everybody? I'm out here in the park in New Taipei City, 新北市. Originally was getting ready to go to my secret hideaway, and I 要想去我的秘密藏身之处. Take off my mask, nobody's near me. I was originally going to stop by my favorite coffee shop and do some writing and contemplate on what's next and why the heck I keep doing this. Why I keep doing this. And I was thinking about it. It's really weird how the algorithm here, I think YouTube algorithm is getting a little bit of, a little creepy. I think可以读我的心. It could like read my heart in some ways. It must do some kind of telepathic downloading from my brain. And something inspired me to do this instead of hang out in a coffee shop. And it's really funny because it's a funny song. I'm in a park here, and it's funny because a little video came up from the current Taipei City Mayor, Ke Shijiang. And a music video he was in. It's called "Do the Right Thing." I'll put the link in the bottom after I do this stream. I should have put it up before. It has a certain beat. Do the right thing, and made me think why I do this crazy stuff. I don't get a lot of stuff out because regular life responsibilities, and writing takes a while sometimes because I want to make sure that I could have the receipts for what I'm talking about. And, I try to do it in a very peaceful way, but sometimes it can't be peaceful. A lot of things are going on, and being a foreigner, especially an African American here in Taiwan, you get to think about things. I mean, I come from a very violent background and travel a lot of places in the world, seen a lot of happiness and a lot of death. And let me take this off the screen here. Let's see if I can take this off. Wrong screen. Let's see. Let's take this button here. There you go. And, being here in Taiwan with the next door neighbors, talking about mainland China, raising up their rhetoric and the situation that's dealing with the C19 bug over there, I got some coffee. So it's like 18 degrees Celsius out here. Kind of cold out here. I got a little light, and maybe I'll do something on the Chinese side of the channel. But I've never really lived in this type of a war zone. Living in the South Bronx is a whole different war zone. But out here is a whole. Hey, Jay Miles, 你好，你好吗? Let me put this up there. Sorry, I wasn't looking down. Sorry. How you doing? 你好，简体字 using simplified characters. Come on, use the traditional, original characters. 真体字. I don't say 繁体字. I say 正体字. Okay, but thanks for coming by, man. Living in a place that possibly could become a real-time war zone. Thinking about what I'm going to do out here, and I have to tell you, man. I don't want to see it happen, and I hope it doesn't. But Taiwan is my home. And, let me get this out of the way here. Let me get this out of the way. Sorry to keep you up there so long. I might put you up here double 2 times. Maybe it'll come off the screen in a few moments. I'm in a park here, so I don't have a lot of hands. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the video. I'm going to explain a little bit about the type of videos I give. Because, in the past, I tried working with fellow expats that we have similar thoughts of what's, going on in the world, especially the relationship between China and how people in our home nation, United States, Britain, are taking it. I've been accused, or in some ways, of not being too anti-shill. Maybe it's because of what I've seen. I mean, I'm one of the very few foreigners that have an extensive background in, modern Chinese history by accident. I know more about modern Chinese history that I know about, and I'm gonna get slapped in the face, right? About African American history. That's strange, but I take it as it is because critical thinking is needed. Critical thinking is needed, and people's 情绪化, the emotional control. It takes control of people. I mean, it's not only the United States; it's a lot of places, especially in democratic nations where people have the right to open up their mouth without fear of being put in prison or executed and stuff like that. But this is just the way I do it. I try my best to keep it as honest as I can, but I know we all have a little bit of 偏见, prejudice somewhere. But being out here has gotten me thinking. I hope you guys can hear me correctly in the park here. I'm using my phone here, and hope I got enough of light. It's a little cloudy day. Hands a little bit cold, but this coffee is doing very nice to me. It really, really. I think I don't think I'll make this park my secret hideaway, but it'll do for now. But I'm trying to get people back home to think, and I get messages from people that are really afraid to write in public. That said they try to communicate with people back home, but their life situations and complications keep them from thinking outside of their guarded environment. How you doing, Earl? How you doing, Earl? Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by, Earl. And maybe it is working for a little bit because people are learning that we're really interconnected. Let me say something before I slip out of the mind here, because this is also one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because it's coming up on Chinese New Year here. And this is where people, like in mainland China, people leave the city and they go back to their hometown in the country. And a lot of them, they'll be leaving the cities by the ton loads. And this is not a very good time to practice, especially in mainland China, because the news coming out of there. Oh, Washington. Yeah, put that up there. Thank you, Earl, again for dropping by. Um, but it's going to be a tough time for China because there's estimated like 1 million plus people will pass, especially people the older generation. Now, what's kind of shaking me up here, what's shaking me up here is that Chinese New Year, a lot of Taiwanese nationals, I'll say, will be coming back here to Taiwan. And a lot of them will be coming through northern Taiwan. Northern Taiwan heading down mainly to southern Taiwan. And I don't know what they're going to be bringing back with them besides their luggage. There's variants of this, there's other variants of this C-19 that, got a bug here. Other variants of the C-19 that I'm afraid hasn't been well documented, researched, because a lot of information coming out of the neighbors next doors is just not coming out. Well, not information, I should say. And what's bothered me in the back of my mind, and the people that I care about, is that how will us here be affected? And maybe because we know that the neighbors next door has not been very forthcoming with information, they just said, okay, here you go. And we're going to stop reporting what we got going on here. This bothers me. And we may be going back on the online life. Everybody. Let me look at the comments here. Yeah, I kind of missed the flag too. I really hope you didn't erase his channel, because Flag and I, we have maybe different points of views. He we're both from the Bronx, and myself being educated in China, and listening to someone currently living there. Flag brought a very important insight to things. Even though he and I maybe have different thoughts on and opinions about certain things about what's going on in China and in Asia in general, whatever. But I do miss the fact. I hope he didn't erase the channel. I hope he just put it undercover. But I'll try my best to reach out to him. Okay, let me pull up here some comments here. Okay, I'm trying to be the real deal. I'm trying, but it's really hard because you can say that the things that I talk about on this channel is not sexy enough, you know, or something that Brother Flag mentioned. A lot of people on YouTube are just more interested in, how would you say, dysfunction. When people see people being dysfunctional on YouTube, it makes them feel that their life is a little bit better. But I'm not about that. So I'll just I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to do the right thing, and maybe I reach out to somebody. Okay, let me see. I'm missing. I think I skipped over here something. Here we go. Okay, some folks here may not be able to read this. Let me see if I can bring this up. It doesn't want to come up here. It's in Chinese. So let me see. Can I get it up here? 没错，现在的人越来越轻松。对，没错，就是没有办法，不能说没有办法，就是说有时候人的那个CP值不够啊，就是我的 CP 值不够，但是我用我自己的方法，我自己的模式，我自己的说服力影响到我所接触的人。可能我们不够完美可爱，但是我跟你讲，我不会戴一个面具跟别人讲话，我会说事实。但是现在可能，okay, we're just speaking English. I'm not used to especially ghost talking to myself in Mandarin. I'm used to interviewing people, news style in Chinese. I hope I can do that with somebody in the future. And 如果你是华人的，或者外国人会讲中文的话，如果你要上我的节目跟我联系，你不用让别人看到你是谁，对不对？我们可以就是用你的声音，我希望你可以参与。But I'm used to interviewing people in Mandarin Chinese, but I'm not used to ghost talking. So, with Chilos, I end up eating screws. So let me keep going. Thank you, Edgar. Yes, I can read it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, flag mate. Yeah, I hope he didn't. I really hope he didn't, man. I really hope he just taken some time off. And I tried reaching out to him, but nothing bounced back to me. So we see. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what Brother Flag said. People, they want to. Dysfunction makes people sometimes feel a little bit better about their lives. It makes them feel that their lives is not all that. It's all gone. 但是我可能我是一个普通人. I'm just a regular person, I guess. But the thing, I've tried to bring a point of view from living out here, especially living out here, living in China at one time, and educated in China, being in classrooms with, Chinese people, being like the only person in a Chinese classroom can be quite shocking. Unfortunately, in this world right now, especially if an African American is talking about, U.S. Chinese relations, it's not that attractive as is a non African American, somebody who's not African American, and that's the truth. I've noticed that over the few years. But I guess that's the way it is. But what did I write here? Just do the right thing. Do the right thing. I gotta put this. I gotta put the link. It's Taipei City Man. He took part of the song, and after you hear it, it's gonna stick to you. You're gonna get that rhythm jam with you for a while. But let me continue here. But living out here in a place that will, with wonderful people, and believe me, man, the Taiwanese people are so good to me, man. I mean, I remember times when people would say some crazy stuff about me right next to me, but they didn't understand. They didn't know I understood them. Like, for example, I would be in a coffee shop sitting down, and they'll be saying something about me that's sometimes not too serious. But as they get up and leave, I speak to them Mandarin and say, "Oh, make sure you didn't forget to take anything with you." It's like, even they try to speak Taiwanese. I do understand a lot of Taiwanese because of I have a secret background on that. But it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. But I've also made so many friends here, man, that, you know, really, I mean, it's beyond belief. I mean, one time I was in a car accident. I was in a car accident on the highway near the Grand Hotel. A car hit me in the back, right? And, the guy was a little bit tired, and I can see, he didn't really hurt my vehicle, but his vehicle got really screwed. And this he happened to be the hairdresser of a performing artist here, well-known performing artist here. But he was apologetic. It was nice. His car got screwed up, and I got hit. I get hit in the back, and all of a sudden I get a phone call. And I'm like, who is it? It's one of my. I play airsoft here. I used to at one time, and he said they call me. What they call me in Chinese is black man. Okay, not the N word. They call me black man, which in English you call somebody black man, they're like ready to fight. It's a black person, a black man. No, but in Chinese, man, they call me. They use Taiwanese, olang, and it's like a black person calling another person, a black person, the N word. It was really close. Olang. Hey, Olang, 你有吃货? I said, yeah. How did you know? They said, well, because another brother was driving the other direction, and they called me, and they asked, check if Olang is okay. you know. And this friend of mine has a car repair shop. He was ready to shoot out of his car repair shop, drive over and make sure I get this okay, and make sure that when the cops get to me, it's going to get to the accident area and talk to me, that they wouldn't try to screw me over. I was like, man, no, I'm okay. It's all cool. These are the type of friends I got, and he was like ready to like jump out on me. One time my car battery died, and then like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't get home, right? And I put a text out and say, guys, my car is, where I can get my car battery's there. Where can I get a spare battery? I had 3 brothers come out there with batteries to jumpstart me. Holy I'm like, yo, man, you didn't have to do this. They didn't even tell me they was coming over. They just told me, they're putting it in the chat group, where are you? That's all they said, where are you? 3 of them showed up. And this is not because they want me to pay them back. No. One of the brothers opened up a restaurant, and I said, look, your menu, your Chinese menu, give it to me so I can translate it in English for you. These are the type of people that I've learned to meet here. Hold on. How did you define do the right thing in your personal point of opinion? Do the right thing. Whoa. Look, I don't know if we have enough time or if I have enough of battery power for me to give you a true and long explanation. When I was younger, if you had asked me that question, I would answer in a way where I would be more likely to want to fit in my peer group, right? But now I'm at the point where it's like, you either live for something or die for nothing. It sounds crazy. I know I'm going to get slapped in the head by my better half. But that's where I'm at right now, I guess. I tried, like I mentioned before in the past, I tried working with people that I thought had similar opinions and point of view that I have. But I guess some people have a different view based on their life or their emotional state or status. I've learned that. Because I think the best way to talk to people, especially if you have some differences, is to show them that what they say does have some value and that you are listening. Because if you are talking to someone and you leave the conversation without learning anything, that means either you spoke to them wrong, they spoke to you wrong, or you interviewed them wrong. Because you should be able to get something out of every conversation, even if you don't damn agree. I've learned that. I learned that from a very well-known person. And this is a Spike Lee thing. That's a movie, right? He's a New Yorker too, right? I think. I'm not sure where he's really from. Maybe Did he go to NYU? Study from NYU. But this is what you learn. And I guess when you get past a certain point in your life, you know, the best thing you can do is maintain your mental state, your physical state, and then think about how you want to check out of here. How many people you can affect in a good way, positive way? Because anything that you take with you, anything that you be taking with you, earning, you sure ain't gonna take it with you when you check out of this place. So do the right thing. Crazy, huh? Things make me wonder, is it human nature to be so cruel to each other, or is just our need to survive and not being having carrying the fear of being attacked by other people, by other things and stuff like that? Maybe simply called insecurity that we have. But that was a good question. How do I define do the right thing? I want to say a lot more, but I don't want to trip over my tongue. But like my last video, critical thinking. Critical thinking is not really something that you can, this is my opinion on, that you could give in a course. You have to, especially when you talk to people who may have a different point of view and opinion, you have to put it in a way that makes it digestible to them, you know? Make it digestible to them. I hope it's worth something. Thank you very much. I need to do this on the Mandarin channel, but I need more practice in ghost talking. When I have someone to talk to, it's easier. But, oops, let me close this. It's kind of cold out here. Woo. I'm in New York. I'm used to snow. What is this? I'm glad the wind is not heavy, because otherwise everything will be blowing around here. But making things, I mean, arguing is not a way to share opinions or to get ideas across. The first thing you need to do is to let the person know that you are listening to them, number one, and make things palatable for them to at least hear, and then put it in a way that they can discover things themselves, right? Sometimes you can't tell people something. Sometimes you have to put it in a way so they can discover, and then they'll feel that they found out for themselves without losing faith. And it's like a sense of Tai Chi. It's oral Tai Chi, Tui Shou. Um, I've learned that. I've interviewed so many people over the years for different things. I'll just leave it as that. My former occupation, I think I've interviewed over 3,000 people. But yes, Earl. Let me see. He went to New York University for his master's in fine arts. Okay, I think he studied under. I think one interview long, long time ago, he said he studied under who? Can't think of it right now. If you know, man, just let me know. And Earl, man, you should be asleep. Earl, you should be sleeping. What time is it right now? It's four. It's coming up on. Oh, it's 4:12 here p.m. here in Sunday Taiwan time. Okay. What else I can add on this? Why do why I'm trying to do the right thing. It's not sexy enough. It's not dysfunctional enough to pull in the audience that Google AIs would like to hear. And the few subscribers I have, I'm afraid I'm not native English speakers on this channel. But I wish to ask me more questions about my, what's going on out here. But being out here in Taiwan and being so close to an adversary that's flying their fighter pilot planes and bombers so close here, it just takes one slip up. to affect this whole region. And I'm not only talking about financial, I'm talking about people's lives. Let me put this up here. Oh, thanks, man. I need it. Actually, what's more important to me is not really the likes. What's more important to me is the discussions. I really enjoyed that. Um, I think that's more important than even the likes and even the views. I think it's more important to me is the interactions with people. Yeah, the algorithm is, I don't do that dance. It's 12:12 a.m. now. Okay, so it's not too late for you. It's too late. Yeah. Some people may look at me like I'm strange, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, the same. Let's see. Edgar. Okay. Miles. Whoa, you're at work. Okay. All right. Don't let the hey. Don't let this get you fired. Okay. I don't want to. I can't be responsible for that. I can't be responsible for that. Okay. Let me move this. Um. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want to put the disagreements that or misunderstandings or the things that people back home fail to see in a dysfunctional or attacking state. I just want to be able to have people think like their minds open up like a flower, and that's kind of hard sometimes. No, it's hard all the time without saying you guys need to do this. You guys need to think this way. No, it's rather people trip into their own positive way of thinking. I think that's more better than be trying to choke something down someone's mouth and not being in a situation where or giving them a reason to really listen to you. It's slowly, you know, it's like good medicine. It may work slowly, but it works well. You can't look for the shortcuts. So you want to get back here? You get back here. I mean, Taiwan has changed. It depends on what you want to do out here. If you want to try to get on the golden visa out here, it can be it can be done. Let's come out here with a skill that Taiwan needs. Besides, the teaching stuff or stuff like that. There's other things you can do out here in Taiwan, believe it or not. Let me mention another thing too. Since I mentioned a little bit about foreign nationals, what has bothered me really deeply is observing certain foreign nationals in China that are carrying such a heavy symptoms of selective amnesia. You notice they can't really talk about anything that's really, really affecting their current environment. And I'm sure they have access to things like Telegram. They know what's going on, but they can't talk about it. They can't talk about it. Edgar，你是华人是不是？你是台湾人吧？你是哪里人啊？如果你要赶快回来，过年了，你要怎么过过年？OK，你要送很多红包吗？Edgar, you're gonna give a lot of people those red envelopes, man? Let's get back to what I'm saying. Yeah, so this kind of bothers me. Oh, okay, a lot of work. I understand. Hey, I understand. I understand. I have friends in mainland China that they want to get over here as fast as possible too. Especially now the gates are open. But like I said, I'm a really, really oh, 高雄的哦，你是高雄的，cool，13年还没有回啊。但是我在30年的时间全部都搬到你们是 13 years ago 搬去美国移民了哦。Hey man, you were born here. This is still you still connected here. Okay, I can't say the same like for me to go back into Africa. You're in California now. Cool. California's getting crazy too. We can't talk about that right now. You know, a lot of people jumping out of California too. for other reasons, but let's move right along. But yeah, going back on this topic, real topic, because my hands get chopping up here. These foreign nationals in China, they can't talk about what's really going on, or they got their minors walking and following them, or curating what they can say, controlling them. And this is really despicable. I mean, let's not talk about the case of nationalism. You just talk about being able to tell the truth. Being able to tell the truth. 所以那个你是台湾人的对吧？Uh, this is something that I really don't want to bitch about it, but something that I just want to mention right here. Pop this up here. To me, it's common sense. Either you do the right or you don't. Yeah, that's right. It's simple, but it's some people can't do the right thing because they have their particular gig or contract or lifestyle forces them to do that because they needed to survive. Without me naming a few names here, even if I did name them, they would never discover that I named them. But this is what situation they find themselves in. But like I said, when you check out, you're gonna have to take those type of receipts with you. Not that it may not make any difference to you, but I guess people define the word honor that carry the weight to the word honor in different ways. You know, dysfunctionality does spread. 会蔓延，没有办法隐藏。Yeah. Hey, look, I know there's a lot of your guys over stateside, and it's like real late over there. And it's what time is it now here? 4:20. Let's see if I can do this for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever. Oh yeah. By the way, Earl, I contacted somebody in Ukraine, and I may be able to get them on. Oh, you work in okay before you TSMC. Ooh, US. Okay, okay. Let me talk about something about that too, Earl, which is on my mind. You know, Guo Timing, right? Guo Timing, Terry Guo and TSMC. You know, Terry Guo. He does the iPhone things and other manufacturing stuff on OEM stuff. He's even moving some of his factories out of China to Vietnam, Thailand, India. India's going to be a rough place to manufacture things because those workers there, they'll ride on you in a minute. But this is in the back of my mind, and I mentioned it in one of my past interviews on this channel. Maybe I'll put the link below. I'll put this on the end screen later. But TSMC has tons of money. Now, I hope some of you, I won't say much here, but please do some research on the background of TSMC. Try to find out who really runs TSMC and where the money comes from. Or even Taiji Dian. Take a look at where the money really comes from. TSMC, the chip makers here, make these really tiny chips and really, really the market leader. Investing in building factories in the United States. And they already started construction and stuff like that. And, they got this Make America Great thing, Make America Great Again, and moving manufacturing back to, out of China and back to United States. And what's really bugging me, in some way, if you look at one of my past episodes, I talk about how Taiwan is using the porcupine approach. TSMC may be, honestly, now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, show me the receipts. TSMC could be a very big reason why a lot of, especially more economically powerful nations are more protective in some ways of Taiwan. And once that protection is gone, it may, that's right, that money sign, put Taiwan in a precarious situation. Let me see if I can bring this up here. I don't know why, maybe my computer's mouse is, yeah, that's right, it's getting cold. And could that be something to think about? Taiwan. You know how it is sometimes when some people, you're not able to have a conversations with some people or conversations about a certain topic because, you can see in your discussion they're trying to avoid it or overthink it or don't want to bring it up. That's what I'm finding out with some of my friends here. If chip manufacturing at the high end with, chip stuff like that is moved out of Taiwan and moved to other Western nations, especially the United States, would that cause the Western world to not be too concerned with the status of Taiwan? Now, I know 45 said something or reported to be saying, said something about Taiwan. It's like, oh, Taiwan is so small. That place is not important to us. It's so far away. You know, the Vietnam War, really, fighting foreign wars really left some people in the United States with a bad taste on their tongue. And the terrible exit out of Afghanistan, is another thing too, but that's not my topic of expertise, I guess. But this is something that people living in Taiwan have to think about. Yes, Taiwan has been acquiring a lot of weapons from especially the United States, but the population here, military population here is, not that large. And this conscription here now, conscription here, is now back up to a year. You know, now that people have to do military service for a year, which is, I still personally consider on the light side. I would rather they bring it up to a year and a half. Now, I mean, the past was like 4 months or something like that. It's like a daycare center. The next is that the way military service and training is done here has to be a little bit tougher. I mean, I talked to, people who served in the military here that's now 60, over 65, and they said, it was tough. They really trained, for what they have. Here, the military service is soft, Oh, my son, you can't give him that much pressure. No. You gotta use tough love when they go into their military service, because if they do get in this situation here, they're gonna have to do the right thing and think tough. Let me see. Yeah. The last during the Olympics, it's obvious that Putin, while having a meeting with Xi Jinping, lied to him when he said have no concerns with invading Ukraine. And if you look very carefully, you can look at his advisors behind him. You just see, if you look at their faces, they knew what was going on. They knew what was going on. Nice location. Let's see. KG bot. Nice location for live chat. Yeah, it looks like a jail wall, right? 监狱. Nah, it's okay. It's not windy here, so I'm lucky. But and I'm running out of coffee. No coffee, no life. No coffee, no life. That's the name of my favorite restaurant. My favorite coffee shop, I should say. So that's something that's in the back of my mind. Hey guys, would you like me to do more of this type of stuff? Because it's so darn cold, I'll probably do more from my house. I like broadcasting from my office. I enjoy editing my videos. I enjoy editing, but my background is news style type of stuff. Not talking about this functionality and stuff like that. Would you guys like to see more of this? Just let me know, and topics you'll be interested in. But I got to think about some of the things I really want to talk about without sounding like either I'm 抱怨 or complaining, all that stuff. Or you're a manager, okay, okay, but don't let your folks see that you like watching watching me because they're gonna say you gotta show us some more dysfunctionality. Let's see, just shut up. But I think it's important for me is to actually, especially on my the Chinese Mandarin speak language channel, to do more there so I can try to talk to people, Mandarin speakers, to try to see how this Fei Meigoran, this African American feel living out here because there's not enough of us here talking about it. I think it's also useful for everybody can get a, it may not be a 100% balanced point of view, but it's another opinion. People need to do their research. But you know what's so funny about that, right? A lot of people do their research in the wrong places, or they use cognitive dissonance. To, if you're researching from a source or foundation, whatever source that has already your same opinions, you're not learning nothing new. So you better listen to your CNN. No, not listen. You should observe your CNN. You should observe your CNBCs. You should observe your Foxes. You should observe your RT. You should observe your Deutsche Welle. You should observe, your Al Jazeera. Why not? That'll help you avoid having selective amnesia. And the next thing is, and which is more important, don't lie to your damn self. Okay, hold on, my mouse is gone. Okay, Earl, I don't think 125 US will stop and consider Taiwan. Okay, well, Earl, I got to get you on the show, um, and maybe you can talk about that because you have inside information, experience on that, and I'm glad. I mean, but I have, and I already told you how I feel. What may happen in Chinese New Year, especially with the possibility of C19 variants spreading out here, because we don't know what people may bring in back. You know, so I mean, the nucleic acid test may not help everything, but um, I would say in March of this year there will be some big changes, guys. Right? Oh, yeah, you hate Russia, but you observe the propaganda. Yeah, I traveled through Russia. I slept in the subway one time because I couldn't find a place. I should. That's a long time ago. I slept in the subway, and nobody was rude to me in the subway. It was kind of funny, but maybe I can talk about that one time. Oh, really? You did Fabs? Uh huh. Austin, Texas. Okay. So Earl, you have an insight that most of us don't, and it sounds valuable. And maybe I'll get you on to talk about that and try to bring you in at a time where it's good and fair to you. But I hope what I just said today was informative to some of you guys and valuable. I just hope it was valuable and something came out of this. Nema problema. Yeah, RT is really interesting, right? RT is so screwed up. Especially, you got to look at some of their English propaganda videos. There's one propaganda video, Russian propaganda video, where um, a Russian family was flying out of Russia to go to the United States, and there's one situation where this black guy wanted to use the airplane's bathroom, and the stewardess came out and said, "Yo, you have to kneel to the black guy." I was like, "What the heck?" RT is. Oh man. Oh goodness. But look, Russians are smart people. A lot of them, a lot of them just ran to the border and went to places like what places people go? Russian people. Russian guys ran to Georgia because I think Russia and Georgia has a really open passport system for Russians, at least currently. Before Putin puts on them, and who knows? It was a crazy. Yeah, you remember that? Okay, God, hey, thank you for confirming that commercial. It's not commercial, the RT propaganda. Oh man, they're more blatant than the guys next door. Yeah. Also, it's I'm losing more and more access to a lot of mainland China within China. Some of their propaganda presentations. Over the past 2 or 3 weeks, I think I lost contact with a few links there. I'm sure I could find another one. But even the propaganda material coming out of China is like overdubbed in a lot of cases, especially when they get these foreign nationals, paid foreign nationals that do these things, and I'm sure just for the money or whatever. And they prompt them up as being some kind of professional in a certain field where they're just probably, oh goodness, I don't know what type of tightrope they're running. They're not even qualified in the thing that they represent in the video. But look, it's coming up in 15 minutes, guys. I'm running out of coffee. And look, please, 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 help me spread the word that people have a lot more in common than they think. I'm very interested to hear what people have to say. And if there's something that you'd like me to cover here, or would like to see me do more of these robo rants, please let me know. I just want to do the right thing. I don't want to promote dysfunctionality. I want to talk what I think is the truth that, like I say in my shows, people have a lot more in common than they think. A lot more in common than they think. Earl, you get some sleep, okay? And, sorry for waking you up. Get some sleep. And, you know, Miles, J Miles, get back to work, man. Get back to work. Edgar，谢谢，多谢啊，赶快回来，回到高雄，你是台湾人诶。Okay, guys, I really appreciate you guys stopping by and listening to my big mouth. And you totally agree? Okay. Thank you guys for listening to my big mouth. And let me know if you'd like to see more of this, what you'd like me to cover. And if you can pass on some of my videos, I would appreciate it because I really would like that kind of encouragement. Okay, guys, you take care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Stay strong, safe, and healthy wherever you are in the world. Gambia. Peace.